Hey guys, I am Nishan and welcome to Cybernetico. So in this video, let's learn about React props. So what are props? Props are simply states like this name that can be passed to other component. So let me create one component here called child or children. Child, okay, just child.js. Fine. Let's make it functional component. So we have a child component here. So let me call this component in our main name.js. So we can say import child from one step back child. Now let me render it here. This. So see. Okay, let me make this an h1 tag first. H1 to make it bigger. Save. So we have this child here. Fine. So this is a child component that we're rendering, which is printing this h1 of child here. But let's say we want to print the state of name here of Nishant. So how do we do that? We cannot create a state here because it will not work. We will have two states and it will be useless. So to use this state in this child component, we will have to pass it. So to pass it, we have to use prop. So we will have to use the prop name, which is called simply name, and then the value. The state will be inside this curly bracket. And this is the name, or this is the value that we will use in the child component to render this state. So I will show you what I mean. So let's say we are passing name here. To call the name, we will just use name. And in this h1, remove this child and just say name here. See, it's called Nishant now. So this name that is here, it's the first name. So if we change it to, let's say, value of props. If we save this, we will not see anything here because this name has not been, this name doesn't exist. So we'll replace this. See, now it's rendering fine. So the first value is this name that we are printing here, and second is the value itself that we are getting it from here. Suppose now if we change the name to something, so let me create a button. Say change name. So on the button, we will have on click event, and then we will simply do this. Set name to something. Let's say Uday. Save. Now if we click the button here, it's change name. This name Nishan should be changed to Uday because props are dynamic. So let's check this. Change name. See, it's now Uday. So props are mainly used to transfer data between parent component to child component. So from parent to child. We can also transfer function controls as well. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say we have function called change name. So this function will not run in this parent component. It will run in child component. So what it will do, it will simply change the name to Uday here in this function. So set name, this will be Uday. So we will pass the function as well like this. Save. So here we are passing the value and the function. This is the function and it's the value. So similarly like this, we have to receive it here. Change name function. So to trigger it, we can simply use button and on click. First, let me add change name label here on the button. So on the button, we will use on click event just like previously we did in the parent component app.js. Then we will pass the function name that we are passing from here. Save. Now let me refresh to go back to Nishant. Now this button is in the child component now. Click it and the name will be changed successfully. So that's how props works in React using functions. One more thing that is to props is, let's say we want to pass a value from here to the parent component. Let's say we want to pass something like hello, this is Nishant. Now this button will be clicked and it will pass the value, this string, to this function. So we don't need this right now. Let me remove this and we can simply so see, we are passing the value here in the change name. So this function should accept a parameter. So let's say some value. So if we console the value in, we will see it in the console value. Or else if you want to set it here, it will be also work like that. It will also work like that. Save, but let me change it to something else like Nishant. Fine. Now click the button. See, it's Nishant, and open the console now. We will have the, let me change it again. We have the Nishant one again because we are passing the name of Nishant from child to parent. That's a hack for props. Let me explain it again. What is props? So props is nothing but sample variables like states which we pass from parent component to child component, like this value. We can also pass functions that like this function, and we can call the function using a button or anything we want like this here. Third thing, we can also pass our or some value from child component to parent component via this function like a name or something. So here we are passing this function change name. So change name is being passed here using props. It's coming here, and on click of this button we are passing some value. So this value will go to here in this value and it will print in the console. So it's like a hack. So that's how prop works in React.